So this is the Svartifos waterfall. Yeah, that's all I can say about it. It's 10:40 a.m. and in the visitor center they said around 11 a.m. it will be really bad weather. There'll be a storm coming up, but nevertheless I'm still gonna try to continue hiking through the Skaftaffel National Park. Yeah, it's like go hard or go home, and I have the equipment. I just hope that their prediction will be wrong. That's just it. After a few kilometers of walking, we arrive at the Varna Yukl Glacier. It has already been melting for a few years, and I have a Wikipedia page or information page here with me. So I'm gonna read some facts about it. So like so many other glaciers around the world, the rising temperatures and the reduced snowfall mean that this ancient ice cape is melting. In one of the most recent reports from the Icelandic government's Committee on Climate Change, it warns that by the next century, Iceland's glaciers will no longer exist. Varna Jökull is estimated to be melting at a rate of 1 meter per year, and many of its outlet glaciers are melting at an even higher rate. The continued climate change could quicken its fate. Iceland's location may make it a more ideal place to adjust to a warming climate. However, the people here are conscious of the dramatic effects of global warming. So yeah, you can see as well over there that there are some icebergs that have already detached from the big colossal glacier to the left. This is also the thing that we will see that once I go tomorrow to Jökulsárlón Lagoon. It's a lagoon that is formed by the melting of the glaciers, and by melting they form a lagoon, this is also, I would say, the beginning, or maybe it is already a lagoon. And yeah, so that's what we will see tomorrow. But I think over there, behind this mountain, you will see, I'm not sure if you can see, but I think that's the highest mountain here in Iceland, and it's covered with the Varna Jökull Glacier, and it's 2,210 meters. And like I said before, apparently it's technically not difficult, but physically it's really strenuous to get to the top, and you obviously will need a guide, since there's a high risk of falling into a crevice and never be recovered or rescued again. So yeah, I just arrived yesterday evening at the Jökulsárlón Lagoon. This is what you see right here, and I slept again in my car. For the rest, woke up. Today is 8:15. I have to get moving in a bit because I'm planning to go kayaking in Heinabergsarlon Lagoon as well. Couple of information about this Jökulsárlón Lagoon. So these icebergs that you see right here, they come from the glacier called the Mercurial Glacier, which is an outlet glacier of the Varna Jökull Glacier that we saw yesterday, which you can also see an outlet glacier over there. So it is actually, this lagoon that is formed here is not so old. I think it's 72 years old. The reason for this is that this glacier that's over there, the Mercurial Glacier, was actually in the beginning all the way to the sea, and it was emitted directly leaving its icebergs into the sea. But over time, from the period of 1948, it started receding really quickly, and now you can see that it's over there. And so it left like a lagoon over here, because this is not immediately connected to the sea. And so the icebergs that you see right here still need to be small enough to go through this lagoon that it has formed, and to pass towards the sea, and then continue their path. Something else is that you only see 1/10 of the icebergs, and this lake is also the largest one in Iceland. It's 250 meters deep, and it's constantly becoming, the lagoon is constantly increasing in size. I think that the icebergs first break from the glacier, then they move due to currents towards the sea, but along the way they stop because the size is too big, and so they strand at the bottom of the river, and so they cannot proceed any longer, and they have to wait until the wind and the tides make them small enough so that they're able to continue moving towards the narrow ends and enter the sea. On the other side of the sea, this is what they then call the Diamond Beach, because then you will see small chunks of icebergs that were able to pass through the narrow end and enter the sea. Anything else that I'm missing to mention here? Yeah, it's also estimated that in around 150 years' time, the site of the glacier tongue over there, it will no longer be present. So if you're planning on, I think 150 years, if you're alive now, you probably have a lot of time to come and see this phenomenon right here. The word Jökulsárlón literally translates as Glacier River Lagoon. To give an example of how fast this glacier has been receding, it grew from 8 square kilometers in 1975 to nearly 15 square kilometers in 1998. So hi guys, just made it to the Heinabergsarlon. This is also a lagoon, and the lagoon that you see over there is called the Heinabergsarlon, and this is it's an outlet glacier as well of the Varna Yukl. We just had a short information from the guide here. She told us that there are like 32 outlet glaciers of the Varna Yukl, and most of them you see them when you're driving on the southeast of Iceland. There are actually 3 of them around here, but I'm gonna pedal first and talk later. Whoa. I haven't seen you.
Here, the water, stick your hand in, very cold, like 1 degree Celsius. So because of that, and also because the water is murky, the sunlight is not able to pass through, so the icebergs don't melt at all, almost underneath the water. So they only melt on top. So when they melt, they just lift up slowly, until they get to small pieces like over there. But in Jökulsárlón, we have clear water because we have the ocean coming in. So it's salt water also, and it's warmer. So the icebergs melt faster from underneath the water than on top. So at one point, they get top heavy, or the gravity point changes, and they flip. And that's dangerous when you have a huge iceberg. So you don't want to be close to that. But here we're safe. Only thing we have to be aware of when we're around these icebergs around here, the shape of them, they're like a mushroom upside down. You have this thing on top of the water, and then underneath the water, they spread out like this. So we have something called shelves, ice shelves, and we don't see them. They might be just like this underneath the water, but we don't see them because of the water is dirty. So we might hit one of those. It's not dangerous, but you might get stuck on them.
Is there something to see over there?
There's a crevasse, quite blue ice in the crevasse.
A crevice?
Yeah, nice crevice over there. Yeah, nice blue color.
Let's go see a crevice. Nice blue color, she said.
Ooh. This dense ice, when the sunlight, the daylight hits it, the colors of the daylight, all the colors they like bounce off, but the blue color has a different wavelength. So that one is the one we see, like in the sky and the ocean. That's why it's blue. But the white ice we see is the same kind of ice, but it's the sunlight has hit it, so it's broken it up, and it has a lot of air in it. So it's like beer. You have a glass of beer, the liquid, the yellow beer, that's the blue ice. The foam on top is the white ice.